Hi there, this is Aldea, and today I'm gonna give you my review of the Shivering Owls palette from Titanium Foxes, which looks like this. I'm gonna give you some swatches here. I don't remember how many looks I did. You already know it because it's, written down here. And I'm gonna be honest, this is not the type of color story that I usually go for. Like these types of blues, this like bright raspberry, is it? And if it wasn't Titanium Foxes, I would probably not have bought it. But I thought like I was already happily surprised by Titanium Foxes palettes that I have tried. So I really want to step out of my comfort zone and buy this one. So yeah, I tested it like quite a few times. I'm gonna show you all of the looks and give you my review at the end. Okay, so let's start this first look with the beautiful Shivering Owls palette. Little close up here. I'm starting with the shade Needles and I'm placing it in the outer corner of my eye. And as you can see, it's very intense and beautiful. I always love having a dark matte like this one, as you maybe already know if you are not new to my channel, but if you are new, thank you for joining us. And yeah, I always enjoy having dark mattes in my palette, and this one is an especially beautiful matte. It's blendable, even though it's very intense, and as you can see, just like that, it's done. I really love this formula. I'm just changing my brush for a smaller one and applying this color in my lower lash line. And same thing, it was so very easy. Then I'm taking the shade Berry, and I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do with this look, so I just went with the flow, and you will see that in the end I will end up looking like a Christmas tree, well, in my opinion. Which I'm not complaining, but it's really not my comfort zone, and yeah, I just wanted to have some fun. And this is applying really beautifully. It's really intense right off the bat. And I mean, you have to have really good quality mattes um, to be able to do this kind of look, in my opinion. Like the dots, I I don't have to try so hard for them being really pigmented, and it's really pigmented. It's still kind of blendable, or like kind of blended on the edges of the dots. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Then the shade Crustos goes in my inner corner, and then I decide to do some more dots. And as you can see, same thing as with the berry shade. It's it's still intense and beautiful. I'm also using the crystals shade to blend the edges um, of the needles shade. Not that it was needed, because I thought that the blend was already perfect. Like it did not need this to be blended, but I always love to add this kind of halo around the mats that I use, especially by using a like orangey shade like this, like a warmer shade like this. I think it sort of adds a more like grungy vibe to the look. which here, with me looking like a Christmas tree, you can't really say that it's very grungy, even not at all. But it's still something that I really enjoy to do, and I thought it would add something, and it's really behaving beautifully, um, and blending really easily. So I'm not regretting my choice. Then I put my glitter primer from NYX, and I put the shade Dear on my lid. This Dear shade is, um, I can say, maybe it's not a bad critique, but it's the least interesting shimmer in the palette. It's still beautiful, and I always enjoy having a neutral-ish shimmer in the palette. But I'm just saying, it's still the least interesting. I'm taking the shade Berry Dew here on a brush. As you saw, it was really flaky, so I blended it a little bit on my hand, and then I put it on the inner third of my lower lash line. And then I put this eyeliner from Sephora in the shade Matte Olive, which is pretty much the same shade as Needles. And this is the final look. I really feel like I'm a Christmas tree, which is not bad. Uh, it's not my comfort zone, but I really enjoyed doing this. And when I looked at the palette, I really did not think that this was something that I could have done, like looking like a Christmas tree. But I really enjoy this. This is the end of the day, and the mattes still look as intense as they did uh, when I did put it on. And the Dear Shimmer creased a little bit on my right eye, not as much on my left eye, but still a little bit. But as you can see, I just dabbed it a little bit, and it is all better now. Then for the second look, I'm taking the shade Owl, and this matte, I have to say, is so beautiful. Like, when I looked at it in the palette, I just thought, like, okay, it's a brown. I did not think much about it, but using it, like, it has a warmer undertone. Like, there are some woods that are like red wood. I think it looks like this, and I just think it's so beautiful. It's intense, and it's blending so easily. And like, here I did not need to go back into the pan, and yeah, in just a few seconds it's done, blended. Then I'm taking the shade Winter Morning, and I'm applying it like in the inner third of my crease. And this is not the type of shade that I'm really comfortable with. Like, I'm not drawn to this type of shade, which is why I'm I'm doing this. I'm using it this early in the video. I'm just changing my brush because I thought that the one that I was using was too thin. This is a set that I bought on the Black Friday on Monolith. It's a set from Glaminatrix, and I don't really know the brushes yet, which is why I I chose wrong the brush for this use. Then I'm taking the shade Hanging On, and I'm putting this in the inner third of my lower lash line. And it's, as you can see, a very intense orange, and Yeah, it's a beautiful shade, kind of similar of the one that is in the Bonfire palette from Glaminatrix. So beautiful. Then I'm taking the shade Winter Night, and I put it all over my upper lid. This is so reflective, so beautiful. I hope you can see the duochrome effect on this one. I really enjoy this. I'm then taking the shade Owl again on a smaller brush, and I will be putting it on the outer half of my lower lash line to just like, connect the upper and lower lash line. And then I'm using the shade Owls, no, sorry, the shade Berry Dew. And here I don't think I, blended it on my hand before putting it on my eye. I wanted to see how it would work on its own, and it works beautifully. So I don't need to, um, you know, to dab it on my ends before. Here I'm debating if whether I'm choosing the shade Iced Leaf and the shade Owl Stare. Both of these are very beautiful and reflective, and both would go well in my opinion. But yeah, my heart decided that it would be Owl Stare. I think it's really like um finishes the look beautifully. I'm really loving this kind of shade. And yeah, I'm going with my finger because I want both shimmer to blend like seamlessly. And I always think that with my fingers, like it does the trick better. This is the final look, and I really enjoy this. This is not the like this is not really the type of looks and color that I usually go for, but I really enjoy this result. I hope you do too. this this blue shimmer is very beautiful, and I really love the add of this bright orange. This is the middle of the day, and as you can see, it's still very beautiful and intense. It did crease the tiniest bit, but I think like not much. More on my right eye than on my left eye, as per usual. If you know why it does that, like why is one eye more creasing than the other one all the time, please let me know. It's a mystery to me. And yeah, so it moved a little bit, but when I, you know, touch it a little bit, it goes back to normal. Like here, I'm still bummed that it did move, but as you can see, yeah, when I touched it, it's back to normal. So big points for that. This is the end of the day. As you can see with the state of my hair, it was a long day. And I think that here you can really tell that it did crease, unfortunately. Where it did not crease, it's still as intense as it was at the beginning of the day, but like here I don't need to have my eye closed for you to see that it did crease, which I'm a little bit bummed about. Even though I'm used to eyeshadow creasing, I'm still used to like better staying power from Titanium Foxes from what I have tried this far. For our third look, I'm taking the shade Large, and I'm blending it in my crease. I'm really like I'm really going for it. Like I don't know what was happening. Maybe I was in a rush. I don't know. I I could have blended better. I'm sorry. I'm taking the shade Owl again, and as you can see, it's also going very well with this matte here. I will use this shade several times in this video, and yeah, I think it's a beautiful choice in this palette because, as I said, it goes with every other shade in the palette. So very smart choice. I will just be here changing my brush because I thought that it was a little bit um, like the brush that I was using, which is from Beauty Bay, was a little bit too big for what I wanted to do. So I chose my EO2 from Singe Beauty, which is one of my favorites in my collection. I just did buy a second one. So this might be the second one that I have. If you already saw my November roundup, you already know it, but I can link it up. So this one, I have two in my collection because this is one of my most used brushes and I really, really enjoy it. Just after putting on my NYX glitter primer, I put on the shade Aurora, and I put it like on the edges of where I put the owl shade. I just want to leave a space between. And then I'm taking the shade Iced Leaf, which is so beautiful as well. And it goes, as I said, in the middle. And I put it up as well, like I go more upwards than I usually do. And I also put it in my inner corner. And then I will mimic the effect on my lower lash line, meaning that I will put Iced Leaf in the middle and Aurora on the edges, like I do a sort of, sandwich. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the way all of these shades play together. I'm putting this Kaleidos eyeliner. I don't remember the shade, but it will be written down in the description box. And this is the final look. I really enjoy this one very much. This this might be like my is it my favorite look from this video? I think my favorite look that I did with the palette is the one that I'm wearing in the intro and outro, which is in a reel. But this one I really enjoy a lot. I can't really decide. This is the end of the day. Sorry, you don't have a middle of the day update for this one. It did crease. It's not like catastrophic, but it did. And as I wasn't wearing any matte shade underneath the Iced Leaf shade, it looks, kind of transparent, like it's maybe more of a taupe shade. It's still beautiful, but I think that because of that, when I tap it to, put it back together, you can still tell that it did crease. Then for our fourth look, I'm taking the shade Berry. And as I already said, this is really not the type of shade that I go for usually. And I wanted to do a look where it would be the main color. So this is the one. Well, this is the main matte in this look. I'm going really little by little because I'm not used to wearing this type of shade, and I don't want, to put too much and then to have trouble blending it or anything. And it's still going really well. It's easy, like I'm not rushing it, but yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's going. It's blending really beautifully. It's not patchy. It's pigmented, just just what I need it to be. Like, it's very beautiful. Then I'm taking the shade Owl, and this is going to be my deepening up shade. And I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I love this one, and it goes very well with this shade as well. Even though the Owl shade is more like a warm brown, and the berry shade is more cool toned. I think both look beautiful together, and yeah, I'm I'm really in love with both of these shades. They blend together so beautifully, in my opinion, and I'm happy like that the Owl shade don't, you know, like I don't want it to take over the berry shade, and it really doesn't. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. I'm doing the same thing, as you can tell, on the lower lash line. So Owl first, and then blended with the berry shade. Here I'm just blending the edges a little bit with a um, brush that has no product on it. And then, as always, I'm going back and forth with both brushes that I used until I'm happy with the result. Then I'm taking the shade Lichen. I hope I'm pronouncing this right because that's how you say it in French, Lichen. Um, Maybe it's not how you say it in English. I'm sorry if it's not. And I'm using it in my inner corner and on the inner third of my lower lash line. It's the first time that I use this shade, and I think it looks beautiful. I think it pairs well with this berry shade, and it's intense, blends beautifully. Nothing bad to say about it. Then I'm taking the shade Winter Breath, which is very beautiful, and this is going to be like the inner third shimmer of my eye, which will go on the upper lid, as you can tell, and on my lower lid as well as in my inner corner. And then I'm taking the shade Berry Dew, which is so special, and this is going like in the outer half of my eye, and I'm working it as I usually do. Like, I put the shimmer on one finger and I blend it with another finger, sorry, and it's going on very well. Even though it looks flaky in the pan, um, it doesn't look flaky on the eye. And this is the final look, which I really, really enjoy. This is not the type of look and colors that I usually go for, but this is so beautiful and intense. This is the middle of the day, and I hope you can tell that it's still as intense as it was when I did it. Like, it's so very beautiful. I'm really impressed with this one. It almost did not crease. Like, it creased a tiny bit on my right eye. So I'm also very happy about that. And I just tap on it a little bit, and I think it's like not perfect, but still quite very okay. And this is the end of the day. And it's still very intense, in my opinion. Still, I still think it's very beautiful. Of course, it moved a tiny bit, but like I still think it's very beautiful. You can really tell that it creased on my right eye when I close my eye, but like it's not catastrophic at all. Yeah, I hope you can tell. Here, yeah, here you can really see the creased part, and when I tap on it to bring it back, it's not going back as beautifully as some other shades. It's still like it's okay, but yeah, you can still tell. Then I'm taking the shade Needles for our fifth look. Still very intense, very beautiful. Really the kind of shade that I love using. And here I'm I don't want this needle shade to go too far up. So I'm just gently blending and I don't want to add too much product. I think I'm still going to add a little bit more, but because of course when I relax my face, it's like it's hiding what I just did. So yeah, I just added a little bit and I'm blending it, and it's yeah, blending beautifully as per usual. Then I'm taking the shade Crystals and I'm putting it on the edges. Same thing, it's not really for blending it because it doesn't need to be blended more, but I always love to add this halo of another color. And I think on this look, on the first look, I'm saying that it's adding a sort of grungy vibe, and it was not really grungy in the first look, but I think in this one it's a little bit more grungy. And I'm doing the same thing on the lower lash line than I did on the upper lash line, with the shade Needles and the shade Crystals. Then I'm taking the shade Berry, and this is going to be my inner corner shade, and it's very intense. Like it's not a usual inner corner shade, but I think it's really lovely. And I think it's funny because I didn't realize it when I was doing it, but I'm here using the same mats as I did in the first look. I'm just using them differently, and like the look doesn't look the same at all in the end. After using my glitter primer from NYX, I'm taking the shade Owl Stare, and I will be putting it on the entirety of my lid, which I could not resist because this really is the type of shade that I adore. Like, I think it's so special. You know, the type of shade that when you look at it in the pen, you really don't know how to describe it. Like it just looks like a bunch of colors, and on the eye right here it just look like a yellow going to a very bright green, and it's so beautiful. On the lower lash line I'm using the shade Dear because I really want the intention to be like on the upper lash line, and this is the final look. And it's so intense and beautiful. I really really love this. This is the middle of the day. My face is a little bit oily as per usual. I think it's looks okay. I hope, yeah. Um, you can tell that it creased a little bit, but it's not like too much. I'm sorry, there is some like mascara on my lid. I did not have time to put it away this morning. Sorry. um, so yeah, depending on the angle that you look at it, you can really, really tell that it did crease. Um, and when I, tap it here to bring it back to normal, it's okay. It's not perfect, but I like it's okay. And this is the end of the day, and like the mattes are still as intense and beautiful, but you can really tell here that the shimmer did crease, which is a bummer, but you know, it is what it is. I'm still a little bit bummed because this was a shimmer that I was really excited about, and I'm used to titanium foxes staying better on my lid. The shimmer, I mean. Um, it's still very okay, and if you don't have any problems with creasing, usually you probably will not have problem with these ones. It's something that I always struggle with many brands, and yeah, it is what it is. I still really enjoy this. Okay, I hope you liked the looks that I did. I try, as per usual, to do looks that are as different as each other as possible. So I'm gonna first talk about the color story. So as I said, this is really not my comfort zone, and I was very happily surprised of uh, of how much I liked, even loved the looks that I did with it. Like this palette maybe do combination that I would not think about at first glance. This is not the type of color story that I usually go for, and I really, really enjoyed stepping out of this comfort zone of mine, and creating some really fun looks. Well, fun in my opinion, and very different than what I usually do. So if you don't like blues, this might not be the palette for you, because even though like this one you may not really see, but yeah, here you can see these 5 shimmers are blue or blue leaning, and these 2 mattes are blue. So it's still a lot of blue for a, like, what is it, 15 pan palette. Um, which is why it wasn't like, it's not really my type of color story, but the combination that I was able to do, like, I was so surprised to love them that much. You have these type of like cooler tones, even though some of them have a flip that really makes them interesting. Like when you look at this, it doesn't scream blue or cool tone, but when you're here, you really see how cool tone it is. Very interesting. uh, More of a neutral corner in this area. You have some greens that help ground some looks, so you can go more autumnal in your looks when you stay here, very wintry if you go with the blues. And you have these both of these pops of color because they are very vibrant colors. And I think it's pretty genius to have put them here because they go so well, which all of the rest of the color story. Like this is so smartly done as per usual with the brand. I'm 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 surprised, but at the same time I'm not surprised because I'm surprised of how much I loved this color story. I'm not surprised because this is Titanium Foxes, and now this is what I expect from the brand. So yeah, really, really love this. Um, you have so many combinations that you can do. You can go very bold, like this. Both of these colors are very intense. You can go more muted. This shimmer is a little bit toned down. When I say that, I mean that it's not like bam multichrome in your face. I think this is the only not multichrome, but I may be mistaken. And this is very, very beautiful still. All of the others are more vibrant. Love these so much. Like, even though I'm not into blues that much, all of these shimmers are so, so beautiful. And when I was doing the looks, sometimes I was thinking that I wished that some of these shimmers were not blue, because I didn't want a blue at that moment. And like, given the options, you only have these two that are not, that don't have any blue in it, and this one depending on the angle. But in the end, even when I still used the blue one, it didn't always like scream blue on my eyes, and I ended up loving each and every look that I did. So yeah, it's like I wished in a way that there were another shimmer that was not blue, but at the same time, I really, really love all of these shimmers, and I could not pick the one to take away from this palette. So it can stay like this, and I will still be very happy. I'm just saying that, so be aware that, yeah, if you don't want a blue shimmer, this might not be your palette. But as I said, I'm not really into that, and I was still very, very surprised. So maybe if you want to be surprised, you can go for it. Then about more the formula, I really enjoy their matte formula. This is one of my favorites, maybe my favorite. It's pigmented, it's blendable, it's very easy to work with, in my opinion. Maybe not for a beginner, but it's like I'm so impressed every time of how easy and fast I can do a look with these mats. Like I can dab one time in the pan and do my thing, and voila, it's done. So it's very a big pleasure to work with it every time. The shimmers, same thing about how beautiful they are. They are so, so beautiful, so reflective, special. The multichrome, you can really see the effect, and it's fine. It's not chunky. It's not like, it's still, delicate, but still impactful. I think it's perfect. And they are very easy to work with as well. The one thing that I have to say, like the one bad thing that I have to say about this whole palette, the only one thing, is the staying power of these is not as good as what I'm used to from Titanium Foxes. So I tried and did a review on my channel of the Poppy Storm and the Dying Day palette. I can pop them up here. And I was then very impressed of how well the shadow lasts, because I have, hooded eyelids. Like, when I talk, because I keep, like, I don't do it on purpose, but I keep my brows a little bit up, so maybe you don't know you don't see the fold, but when my face is relaxed, there are two folds actually, and like you can see. And I have combination skin, so my face gets oily, my lids get oily, so of course I tend to have a creasing problem with my eyeshadows. Many brands, I'm used to that, so I can't buy from every brand. Like, I can, but I won't, because I don't want my eyeshadow to look crappy after like 2 hours of wearing them. And I was so, so, so impressed of how well the eyeshadow lasts when I tried the Poppy Storm and the Dying Day, because I do my makeup, usually when I go to work, I do my makeup between 7:30 and 8 a.m. I do the update when I go to lunch, so it's like 12 and 12 a.m. I guess you say it that way, 12 a.m. And then I do the last update of the day when I come back home, and it's like 7:30 p.m., something like that. So that's what I did for most of the days here, except the ones where I was where like I did not work, so I did not do my makeup as early, whatever. So it's a long day. It's at least 11 hours of wear. Sometimes it's 13, like it depends. So of course it will move a little bit most of the time, but with those palettes, with some shimmers, not every shimmer, but with some shimmers, it did not move at all. And I was so impressed by that, which is one of the reasons that I want to keep on buying from Titanium Foxes. Also because it's a French brand, and I've been really loving everything that I tried from them. So I really want to keep like showing you this brand and keep on buying what they come out with and give you reviews and everything. But I was less impressed with this release. So it still stayed quite beautifully, but at the end of the day I could really see that it did crease. It was not horrible at the point that I was like, I have to get this off my face because I look like I'm just coming back from, from the club at 7 a.m. It wasn't like that, but I could see it because like, of course I watch it when I'm doing these reviews. I really like pay attention to that. Maybe someone that is not really into makeup would not really watch this, but when I was looking forward, you could not really tell, but when I was looking down, of course you could. So I'm a little bummed about this. It did kind of disappoint me about that, but it's still very good staying. It's still a very good lasting power. Like, this still stayed better than the Bella Beauty Bar eyeshadows that I'm used to lately. It still stays better than Gourmand Girls. It stays like about the same as like Fantasy Cosmetica, and yeah, it may be like quite the same as the last Glaminatrix palette that I tried. I'm sorry, I don't remember that very well, but it's still very good, just not as perfect as it was. That's what I mean. I'm still so very happy that I tried this palette. Like, I still see some combination that I want to do, and I'm still every time surprised of how beautiful I think that the looks that I do are at the end. Even though when I look at it, I'm like, okay, what can I do? This is not my comfort zone, and I always end up loving it. And yeah, I love what I did today as well. So yeah, let me know if you already tried Titanium Foxes. What do you think about them? Have you tried this palette, or are you considering it? Or maybe you watched this video to make up your decisions. If you did so, I hope I was quite helpful to you. Thank you so very much for watching this. Give this video a like if you did like it. Don't hesitate to subscribe even if you want to see more videos from me, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye!